All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to game one of a two or three game set that I'm casting today. Game one in a series between Happy and Lin. I actually don't know that much information about it. Speeding things through, we are looking at Happy spawning as the blue undead on the top left-hand side of the map, going up against Lin, who is spawned as the yellow orc on the bottom right. This is undead versus orc, perhaps undead's hardest matchup due to the ability of raiders being able to cause physical damage, those raiders being able to slow down and pick off units, unlike some of the other races who, well, dryads seem to just get eaten by if the pattern continues, it'd be 2-0. All right, well, let's take a look at how everything's going to go. Happy and Lin already rushing across the map with the Farseer. This is Twisted Metal's forced cross spawns, so the opponent knows where the other is, and there is so much available going on the map already. Farseer already looking to put in that pressure here. Going to go ahead and put in the pressure there as we're looking at another Null getting taken down here. Death Knight trying to use those Rod of Necromancy to pick up additional skeletal minions. Meanwhile, the Null Overseer trying to finish off a couple of those ghouls now as they are looking to retreat back. Wolves looking to still perhaps take down a unit or two. Death Knight just wants to get up to level 2, hasn't taken down the Null Overseer as of yet, and with that, no additional item, just some early experience. Skeletal Minion looking to retreat back here as the Spirit Wolf trying to dive on into the backside as the Ziggurat is now getting upgraded. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? As the Ghoul is now coming back across here, looking to perhaps finish off this Null Overseer. Finally, little Skeletal Minion going to take some damage experience given to Lin. He's on the board with 12 experience, and now more and more units are getting taken down. Farseer, who's going to get the final shot off on that Null Overseer? Death Knight should be able to get that pretty easily. There's a Death Coil, picks up Claws of Attack +5. And now, well, a ghoul does get taken down. So one ghoul now down as the Spirit Wolves retreat back once more. Good old Twisted Meadows with a 1-3 in the world. Yep, two of the best players in the world, best of their races, and now engaging against each other on a large map with a lot of aggression early on. I wasn't expecting either of these players to be this aggressive on a map like Twisted Meadows. Normally, on a map like this, you are able to do a lot of creeping and try and get a little bit of a lead that way. Meanwhile, the Farseer has only gone, Spirit Wolves and Headhunters trying to put in pressure on the Death Knight, who has a one level lead over that Farseer. More telling, though, is that we are already at Stronghold and we are already getting up a Tauren Chieftain. Meanwhile, the Necropolis is not very far behind. Headhunters are going to be able to do a little bit of poking, and we may see an eventual tech to tier 3 as the Bestiary is coming down first for those Raiders and Ensnare that I mentioned. Farseer is going to be able to sneak out of this position here. Death Knight with that Unholy Aura is slightly faster, but there is a little bit of a unit collision radius as the Farseer able to juke right there. All right, Farseer continuing to move with all of that pressure. A low hit point unit was able to retreat back, and that Death Knight trying to run around the corner, getting in front of that Farseer as the Death Knight now simply just runs on by, perhaps trying to get in some additional experience. Off to the north here, Happy is still nearly done teching the tier 2. Meanwhile, no sign of a tech to tier 3 as we are getting out that Tauren Chieftain. Farseer is still playing this harassment game, trying to prevent Happy from playing his own game while he is trying to set up his own. This is from Chinese run matches where they play 6 games. Okay, 3 WarCraft 3 champions and 3 NetEase. The winner stays. Happy has won 17 and drawn 1 so far. Made over 10k from it, by the way. Thank you for that informational update, Metaphysics. Coming back around, Farseer coming back off here, and it's nice to see that the Chinese run tournaments are actually incorporating W3 champions into their tournament structure, making it easier for foreigners to be able to play in these matches as well. 17 in a row, of course. All right, continuing to battle things through, and a little bit of damage adding on to Happy's trailing ghoul. Meanwhile, the Farseer trying to retreat back here. Death Knight going to go ahead and chase back this Farseer again as the Lich is now out here onto the battlefield. Tauren Chieftain looking to get some additional damage, perhaps get to level 2 here. Will get will get there, actually. Got a little bit experience early on, getting to level 2. Gonna pick up Endurance Aura alongside that Stomp, as we are looking at Wind Riders as well. This Farseer harassment is still coming in pretty strong, but now with the Lich out onto the battlefield, Frost Nova Death Coil will, well, pretty much blast away about half of the hit points on that Farseer if that Farseer is not careful. Farseer does get up to level 2 here, but is still not really ready to play in this sort of dangerous environment, as the Farseer now looks to retreat back. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2 picks up a Ring of Regeneration, going to be able to mitigate quite a bit of damage as well, picking up also a Manual of Health, as we're looking at the Force Troll Trappers getting cleared up. It looks as though peons will be added in here. Tech to tier 3 not started. Looking like we're staying at tier 2, which means that those headhunters will stay at exactly as headhunters and not going into that higher hit point berserker mode. Coming back through, Tauren Chieftain looking to get up to a little bit more experience, does have healing salves. Farseer currently sitting at level 2, doesn't have any clarity potions, as the Tauren Chieftain now makes his way over. Alright, heading into that front line, are we going to see a Stomp here? No, we are not. Meanwhile, we're finally seeing both sides actually creeping their respective parts of the map without any interference from each other. Expansion quickly being set up over here off to the right. Meanwhile, oh, that is going to be revealed right there. There was a skeletal minion checking out this 7 o'clock position, and then a reveal checking out that 5 o'clock location as well. Orc Burrow being added alongside, or Watchtower being added alongside that Orc Burrow there, as this expansion should become up and operational. Coming on through, Tauren Chieftain is at level 3, 1175 hit points at level 3. That Tauren Chieftain is going to be one very difficult tanky unit in that front line, as it is still regenerating a large amount of hit points. All right, coming back through, well, Black Citadel, gets in a little bit of damage onto that Tauren Chieftain, as the units are now trying to retreat on by. All right, there goes Death Coil, Frost Nova onto a Raider. Raider quickly gets taken down. Tauren Chieftain, Scroll of Speed, trying to catch up in front, perhaps get some damage onto some ghouls, but some beautiful ghoul split right there, as the Tauren Chieftain now throws down a Stomp and stomps down the Death Knight. Death Knight gets the Death Coil off still anyways, as we see a Frost Nova go down across multiple headhunters. Both sides fighting their way through. More ghouls getting taken down. Tauren Chieftain trying to finish off some more of those ghouls. There goes another one as well, as headhunters and ghouls are falling to the wayside. All right, Obsidian Statue now in trouble. Is it going to be able to get taken down? Yes, it will get taken down. There's a Stomp following things up as the Farseer gets up to level 3. Chain Lightning bouncing around a little bit more, exchanging ghouls for headhunters as well. Raiders lost. Obsidian Statues lost. Ghouls lost. Headhunters lost. And after that, Lynn sitting at 44 supply compared to Happy's 31. A bit of an experienced lead by Lynn. Meanwhile, Happy needs to rebuild many of those units. Remember, though, he does have tier 3. He is getting up Obsidian Statues. He has that Orb of Corruption. And really, as that tech advantage continues to grow with that Undead tier 3, it is going to be difficult for Orc to try and counteract that. Well, good morning, Windy City. Saw a couple of fly balls out in Wrigley Field. Watching the replays, yeah. Trying to catch a fly ball in Wrigley Field seems like near impossible. Anyways, coming back through, Tauren Chieftain now sitting at level 3. Gonna clear things up, take down a couple of ogre warriors, forest trolls, and take down that rock golem. Meanwhile, Farseer and purposely hanging back to allow that Tauren Chieftain to get up to level 4. Farseer has a good combination of units right now, as Lynn now breaking into low upkeep. Back off to the north side here, 39 supply compared to 55. Those ghouls do not look like they are going to be very strong here either, as the Farseer now comes across to engage. There goes an ensnare. Dark Ranger now out here onto the battlefield. Death Coil onto the Raider. There's that follow-up Frost Nova, Chain Lightning, and that Raider goes down. Tauren Chieftain now in that frontline spot. There's a Stomp, and that Dark Ranger does get the Death Coil in time, as the Dark Ranger now tries to retreat back. Already, I see another Stomp though, as ghouls and other units are getting taken down. Ghoul getting chomped down by a Kodo Beast, as a Raider gets this, or excuse me, an Obsidian Statue gets ensnared by a Raider. Wind Riders going after the destroyers here as both sides are still engaging. Lich gets in on a death coil and stays alive again. Meanwhile, we could be looking at more silence as another obsidian statue could get taken down as the Wind Rider ends up falling at the hands of the destroyer, and a raider going to fall as well. No, there goes an ensnare. It falls, but that destroyer now with nowhere to go. Nope, gets healed at the last possible moment again, but the destroyer should end up finally falling here. CrotaGaming is going to finish digesting one meal and now try to finish off some more other units as we're looking at a healing salve go down. Tauren Chieftain trying to stop this Death Knight. There's silence onto that Tauren Chieftain as the Death Knight now tries to retreat back once more, going now instead after the Headhunter who was low on hit points. Where is that Death Knight going? Tauren Chieftain trying to double back around. There is an ensnare now, and now trying to just get in a stomp somewhere to try and stop any of this engagement here. All right, Death Knight now down to 177 hit points. There goes an ensnare. There's a potion of healing. Tauren Chieftain comes in with the stomp. Not going to be enough to finish off any of these units. Well, perhaps transfer the Scroll of Town Portal to the Dark Ranger as units are falling left and right. There goes another Raider. Lin with a 54 supply advantage over 39, but still unable to finish off any of those enemy heroes. All right. Coming back off to the north. All right. A big heals in that last fight, unsummoning of that haunted gold mine as these raiders will get taken down. Meanwhile, Farseers will stay at level 3. Raiders are finishing off that haunted gold mine. Don't believe pillage was researched, but now it is being started. Unsummoning that gold mine, you return gold every second until the building is destroyed. So, well, better to attack it to deny your opponent that gold if you have nowhere to be in that immediate moment. Tauren Chieftain now looking to finish off this slaughterhouse before perhaps the obsidian statue is able to make its way through. Raiders, grunts now making their way through. CrotaGaming gets in a ghoul and is starting to digest already as this slaughterhouse getting taken down is going to be a big deal. Many obsidian statues were lost earlier, and not having those obsidian statues is a major setback for the undead. Now, the Lich, the Death Knight, and the Dark Ranger are not going to have easy access to mana, but a big Frost Nova to start off the battle. Scroll of Town Portal trying to finish things off here. Grunt going to get taken down, and units are all simply just retreating back. Scroll of Town Portal as a very low hit point ghoul able to stay alive. We're looking at 2 bases to 158 supply compared to 41 army sizes, 46 compared to 35. Tauren Chieftain inching closer to level 5. Farseer picking up some good consumable items as they're looking to see where exactly they can creep in order to get well, that higher level. Meanwhile, dual orc burrows and a watchtower here to try and protect ghouls that are metaverse orc now. Interestingly, that is actually a little bit confusing. The Farseer is going to get up to level 4 with level 2 Chain Lightning. And now that level 2 Chain Lightning is on the field, that Chain Lightning bounce, once it starts going to the ghouls, will take significant amounts of damage, or deal significant amounts of damage to those units. Tauren Chieftain picking up a Tome of Intelligence, also picking up a Scroll of Town Portal as well in order to back away. That Tauren Chieftain 1,250 hit points with very, very high damage as well, upwards of 60, as we're still looking at where these units are going to try and engage next. Dark Ranger will could get to level 3 here. No Death Knight now nearby, and may take a little bit too much of that experience away. Lich looks like it will get to level 4. Dark Ranger is going to get to level 3 or be a bit shy. I believe shy is in the books here. Only a handful of units left. Oh no, it could be there. Oh, a bit shy. All right, 2 experience shy from getting up to level 3. Tauren Chieftain now looking to back away. In comes the unit. Scroll of Town Portal above all those units. Death Coil, Frost Nova taking down some units already. There's that Chain Lightning bouncing across multiple units, as we mentioned, as the Tauren Chieftain wanted to try and land down a stomp. All right, Wind Riders going after some of those units. Tauren Chieftain stomps down, hits a bunch of units there. Is it enough? Chain Lightning looking to bounce around as well, as the Tauren Chieftain now gets up to level 5. Farseer still has a potion of mana, still can engage. Tauren Chieftain could try and land down a stomp here, as the Farseer's ghouls are just absolutely getting destroyed. Skeletal minions getting taken down as well. Headhunters are still trying to finish off units as Obsidian Statue is back out onto the battlefield now. We should be getting a little bit more mana here as the Tauren Chieftain is trying to finish off more things. Taking down the Dark Ranger is in the cards, but nope, Death Knight able to get the Death Coil off again. Obsidian Statue quickly getting ensnared there. That's going to get taken down as the Tauren Chieftain is still amongst all of these units trying to throw down the stomps. 53 supply compared to 26. There's another stomp there going after the Death Knight. Forest Troll Berserker trying to get away. Looks like it will be able to do exactly that as the Death Knight, well, able to slip past that Farseer. No good surround as the Graveyard was able to open things up. All right, Farseer unable to finish off the Lich in time. Battle still going strong as the Dark Ranger could be in a little bit of trouble here. Death Knight still has plenty of mana. That Ring of Regeneration also providing plenty of hit points as he has 12 armor. The Death Knight with 12 armor and Ring of Regeneration and Unholy Aura is making it nearly impossible to take him down. Death Coil saving that Dark Ranger again. Lich continuing the fight. Wind Rider going to get taken down. And that Death Knight's survivability is on par with the Tauren Chieftains just because of the regeneration and how much repair or how much natural healing it has between Unholy Aura, fighting on Blight, and that Ring of Regeneration. Units are continuing to try and retreat back here. The Death Knight is regenerating about, I would guesstimate, about 7 to 8 hit points a second before the Obsidian Statue heals. All right. Now, for all of you guys who are wondering what exactly happened to that fight, that Death Knight and one Obsidian Statue was able to keep the entire undead army together. The Death Knight's level 2 Unholy Aura gives normal regeneration to all of the units. On top of that, they were fighting on Blight. On top of that, that Ring of Regeneration was there. And on top of that, there was dual Rings of Protection, giving 13 armor, thereby making each hit point effectively that much better. So that is what happened there. And what is this? Triple Goblin Sappers. Happy is trying to go for a crazy move here. Unholy Aura moving these Goblin Sappers down across the map. Is it going to be in time? Oh, this is going to be absolute trouble. There goes one set of buildings, another set of buildings. There's some repairs. There's some more repairs right here trying to take it down. This Orc Burrow will end up getting taken down, and the building is lost. All right, so expansion lost. Now trading after this here. Scroll of Town Portal against the Black Citadel. Black Citadel now down to 1,000 hit points, down to 900. Is it going to end up getting finished off? Death Coil Frost Nova finishes off the building here. Death Knight now sitting at level 5. Chain Lightning trying to bounce around as the Death Knight is, well, getting ensnared there. There's a Stomp, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability trying to stop any of that crazy shenanigans there as the silence was shaken off because of that, because of that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Tauren Chieftain still in that frontline spot trying to surround that Death Knight. Death Knight needs to go down, otherwise, well, 600 hit point heals are going to be too much. Death Knight able to escape at 54 hit points. Farseer being forced to escape. Tauren Chieftain is going to be too far away. It is. Tauren Chieftain just too far away, a pixel too far, and the Tauren Chieftain trying to break free from this spot here. Is he going to be able to do exactly that, going after the Death Knight? We saw the Death Knight shaking off so much damage and shaking off so much damage with that, well, 17 armor. And, well, that Tauren Chieftain is going to fall. Lyn, who looked to be in the driver's seat of this game throughout the match, suddenly finds himself behind Happy. Expansion is lost. Hero level advantage neutralized as the Tauren Chieftain was taken down. He will need to be resurrected at the tavern. And, well, when you cannot win your battles with a 10 supply advantage, suddenly giving your opponent level 5 Lich with now level 3 Frost Nova and a level 3 Death Coil, things are going to go crazy. That was an absolute magical matchup right there. The Death Knight, as I've said, difficult to take down. It looks as though did he sell some items there down to at 1,050 hit points. Rod of Necromancy, yeah, that 14 armor, 45% damage reduction. Easier way to think about it is each point of armor gives you 6% more effective hit points. So what? 6 times 12, 72, plus another 12, 84% effective hit points. And that means that each 5 hit points is really 9 points of damage. So somewhere in that range, if I'm trying to do my calculations. So that is where the natural regeneration makes such a big difference. Look at that Death Knight's just natural hit points rising because of these items and his unholy aura. All right, coming back through. High level math on stream. Well, 6 times 12, right? Everyone remembers their multiplication tables up to 12, right? But then you're like, oh, I need 2 more above that. All right. Anyways, coming back through, Lich is at 5, Death Knight at 5, Dark Ranger could have perhaps gotten would have gotten much closer to 5 if the other heroes were not here, but Happy knows that would just be greedy by Staff of Silence. That actually might follow up as we'll have to take a close look at that. All right, Scroll of Town Portal coming back across. Units are going to try and retreat. Where are the units going to be landing? That is the question. Straight up on top of that army, and in comes the engagement. Death Coil, Frost Nova, Raider already down as we see some damage being pushed on through. Shockwave. It has been rechained to Shockwave instead of Stomp, and so it is now a Chain Wave ability. Chain Lightning and Shockwave completely turning things around here. Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 5, and well, direct damage now burst down there. Reincarnation. The Tauren Chieftain is not going to get taken down easily at all. Farseer trying to push things back, and that Staff of Silence looks like it is going to be a much bigger necessary ability, as well as we're looking at some of those skeletal minions getting taken down. Tauren Chieftain does not have an Orb of Lightning, unable to engage against any of those units here, any of the air units here, as we're looking at more damage getting pushed on through. Well, there goes another Shockwave rushing through many of those units as the Farseer trying to get some damage on those fleeing units again. 34 supply compared to 41. And what a change in the game, throwing in a Shockwave over Stomp suddenly, as we could look at some damage now going on to that Lich here. Lich down to 300 hit points already. Obsidian Statues unable to keep up, not in the control group. They are actually hanging back now as we see a Frost Nova go down. All right, Lich trying to finish things off. There's a Chain Lightning, there's a Shockwave again, and the Farseer goes down anyways at level 5. Both sides continuing to fight their way through. The army is still much larger. Is Happy going to end up surviving here? Death Knight, Potion of Mana. Death Coil saves the Dark Ranger as the Tauren Chieftain still chasing after all of those units. Does have a Potion of Mana. Could try and take down one of those Obsidian Statues. Are they perfectly lined up against each other right here? And there's a Shockwave, but no! The Obsidian Statue was able to get far enough away as the Tauren Chieftain was unable to close in on that distance. Natural regeneration on that Tauren Chieftain, or on these units, as the Tauren Chieftain still wandering around there, takes it down. And now we are going to see that Tauren Chieftain get taken out. Units are going to try and surround here, as it is going to resurrect. And there you are, back up out on the battlefield. Wind Riders at, well, very low hit point. Headhunter going to get taken down as we see a greater Dark Minion pop out there. All right, Tauren Chieftain still pushing their way through. Units are trying to retreat back. Long distance mining, walking to their neighbor's house in order to get a little bit of gold. That walk of shame. Meanwhile, Wind Rider trying to retreat back here as a Kodo Beast. And that is going to be the end. Happy is victorious with the larger army. With the larger army not wanting to try and make anything happen. A beautiful game going back and forth. It really looked like Lin could have made something happen, but that hero damage, that Death Coil Frost Nova, racking up so much damage against that Farseer, and on that Farseer being able to take them down. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.